Actually, I have to turn on the camera. For those of you watching on Twitter, for those of you watching on our our YouTube page or through our website, watching the video, I just turned on the camera. So I'm today wearing my other cheapo knockoff watch. It is a Pagani design as well with a Seiko movement inside, but it looks like a knockoff IWC apparently. I did not know that when I bought it, but yeah, it's nothing fancy. But that's what I'm wearing today. Oh, and I've got a shirt on that a sweatshirt thing, a quarter zip from a company that I used to work at years ago. So, hey, Chris, if you're watching. 501-403-KRN is the phone number, 501-403-5276. If you do want to watch along, like I said, you can go to our website. And we usually put up the first opening segment, the What You Ought to Know segment, and you get to watch that. But then if you want to hear what we actually say about the things that we're going to talk about, you have to come over here to the regular broadcast, either through our app, through the radio, or through the online listen live button. So we're excited to have you there. It is, like I said, Free Speech Friday. One of the things we're going to get into is this whole mess with Israel, Ukraine, and foreign aid. That's one of the things that I've got on my list, the things that I'd like to talk about today, because I did a little bit of digging. I did a little bit of research into the numbers, into the amount of money that we, the people of the United States, through foreign aid are sending to various countries and where it is potentially ending up. And the reality is we're funding both sides. We're funding both sides of the mess in Israel. We're sending money to Iraq to the tune of hundreds of millions of dollars, which is really just a puppet government of Iran at this point. And so some of that money is flowing into Iran, which is then flowing to Hamas. We send hundreds of millions to Syria. We've spent over $1 billion plus in the years past to Yemen, and this year, down to like 980 million. So we're just below $1 billion there in Yemen as they attack our ships and launch rockets and things at people all across the strait there when people want to get through there and try to make it to the is it the Sinai Peninsula and the what's the canal there in Egypt? I can't remember the name of it, but yeah, the folks that we're sending billions of dollars and hundreds of millions of dollars to are using that money to attack us and our allies. So we got that going on. Of course, Russia. We're not sending much to Russia as far as aid goes, as foreign aid goes. I think last year it was like only $60-some thousand. In the years past, it was $1 million or $2 million. But yeah, we're sending all kinds of money to Russia's allies, who will then use that money. Like in particular, one of the countries was Mali. We sent a few $100 million to Mali, who then used that money to help Russia buy rockets to attack our allies in Ukraine. So we are literally funding all sides of basically every war and conflict in the entire world, because we give money to basically everyone. And there's actually a State Department website where you can go and look this up, and it doesn't even cover the amount of billions of dollars in aids that get sent to these countries through NGOs and the UN and NATO and all of these other organizations, Oxfam and others that send humanitarian aid into these places that oftentimes, and we'll get into this, they'll oftentimes actually extend the suffering of the people that are involved in these various tiffs and conflicts around the world. So we'll get into that. I want to mention this. I said yesterday, I teased yesterday that we have some information that has come to light that has seemed to confirm some of what we believed was going on with Sheriff Eric Higgins and Lucky 8 Productions. And we've received some information that seems to confirm the suspicious nature of that relationship. And there's some frustration there. It appears as if the investigation will likely, like most of these things, will get handled poorly, swept under the rug, and nothing much will come of it, except a few folks will maybe lose their jobs for speaking out about it. And then nothing will happen, and the dirtbags and the scumbags and the corrupt jerks will continue being dirtbags, scumbags, and corrupt jerks. So there's a little bit of frustration there for me. So we'll maybe get into that today. We'll talk a little bit about that. But here's what I want to do. Here's one of the things I want to do. My email address here at the radio station. My email address is bradley.schmidt@cumulus.com. That's bradley.schmidt@cumulus.com. For any employees of the Pulaski County Sheriff's Department that would like to be a whistleblower and share the information that you have from the inside about the corrupt nature of Eric Higgins, email me at that address with whatever information that you have. But here's a couple of things that I want to tell you before you do it. Do not use your own your county phone or county computer to send that information. Send it from a personal computer or a personal device, your own personal phone, your own personal computer that is in no way connected to the use or to the systems within the Pulaski County government. Do not use a county email address. Do not log into your county email address from your home. Use your own personal email address, a Gmail account, Yahoo, or whatever you have. And the reason I do that is the reason I ask you to do that is because those devices and those email accounts are not subject to FOIA requests. So no one within the county, or privately, could ask for those emails in a FOIA request and therefore out you or give up your personal information. I want to make sure and keep this as private as possible because I have heard stories already of Sheriff Higgins in his corrupt nature using the power of his office to either fire or make the lives miserable for people who have spoken out against his corruption or poor leadership. Now, I have no personal knowledge of that. I've not seen it specifically, but I've heard stories about it from other individuals who said, I would love to share what I have, but I'm afraid I will lose my job if I do. I'm afraid I will be retaliated against by the sheriff if I do that. So do not use a county phone or device. Do not use a county email address. Contact me privately through your personal phone or personal device and your own personal email address and send me whatever information you have to help me expose the corrupt nature of Sheriff Higgins. Because if the powers that be, if the offices in charge of investigating this stuff are not going to do it, I want to try. I want to try to expose the corrupt nature. And that is true of really any government entity. I don't care if it's the mayor's office. I don't care if it's the governor's office or the state comptroller. I really don't care. If you are aware of corruption in your government agency, send me an email. Again, my email, I'm going to say it one more time, is bradley.schmidt, that is SCHMIDT, at Cumulus, that's CUMULUS.com. Because I'm sick and tired of the corrupt nature of these various government agencies getting away with their corrupt nature or their corrupt dealings simply because no one within the government is willing to put in the difficult work to investigate these things, or they're afraid of the political fallout. Because let's be honest, there are very few people within any government agencies that want to investigate Sheriff Higgins because they don't want to be seen as racist. They don't want to be accused of, oh, you're just going after Sheriff Higgins because he's black. I don't care what color he is. I don't care if he's white. I don't care if he's black. I don't care if he's Asian American or Hispanic. I really don't care. If he's corrupt, I want it exposed. And I want it forced into the public realm where it cannot be ignored and it cannot be swept under the rug. So that is my offer today. Please, if you have information and you are an employee of the Pulaski County Sheriff's Department, email me privately, personally, through your personal device or personal email. Do not use a government device or a government email address. Send it to me personally. And again, it's bradley.schmidt@cumulus.com. We'll continue with the Schmidt Show next on News Radio 102.9 KRN.